What is up, guys? My name is Regan, and this is XCFL Primetime Action with my boy Ace. Ace, how are you doing today, man?
Good morning, aloha. We're doing great.
Good deal. So, we got a big matchup here. We got the Dallas Cowboys and NWS taking on the Lions and Sparty. What are your keys to the game for the Dallas Cowboys today?
The Cowboys feed Zeke. Zeke is their offense. He's their entire team. As long as he limits his turnovers and Zeke is rumbling, this the line or the Lions are going to have a tough time. Cowboys live and die on Zeke and his performance.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, he's one of those game-changing running backs that can completely uh, determine how the game goes, just depending on what kind of day he's having and if his line can block for him. Because that's something Dallas has done really well is they built a great line in front of him. And speaking of which, the Detroit defensive line, specifically with DeForest Buckner, what do you think are some keys for them? What do you think they can do differently to kind of try and slow down this awesome running attack for the Cowboys?
I mean, when you're facing running back like that, you just got to stuff the box and say, hey, you know what? If you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me with the pass. So put your guys out there one on one and force him to pass. Um, I mean, it's easy to say that, but you got to try it. Put 7, 8 guys up in there and force him to go to one of those guys on the outside.
Definitely. So speaking of which, do you know which one of these Cowboys is most likely to be the complement to Zeke in the running game? Because you want to have a good passing game. You can play action, hit somebody over the top. Who do you think Prescott is going to go to in times of trouble?
I think you got to go to Amari Cooper because he's your star. He's old, reliable at the moment, and you put him out there on the outside. He's still got some moves, so I think you go there. Dak Prescott, if he's on, he can get it there.
For sure, man. Good stuff. Do you know specifically within the secondary? I know that Sparty is definitely a ground and pound and then playing defense. What are some of your keys to the game for Sparty if he wants to come out of here victorious and get that dub?
Even though you say he's ground and pound, his first round draft pick was wide receiver Sam Gonzalez, 6'2". Um, he's an 85 overall. He's not a fast guy, but I think he complements that ground and pound game at 89 speed. He could catch everything that comes his way. He's big, so I think that connection between him and Morgan Wall is going to be a big deal. And if they get that offense rolling there, um, with Morgan Wall and Sam Gonzalez, I think they have a good chance of putting up some good points today.
Yeah, no doubt, man. This that Detroit offense got completely regenerated and re-energized with the selection of Gonzalez. Man, that guy's a game changer. He came out of the gate. For those who didn't catch the draft show, he came out of the gate with 99 medium route running out of the gate, like as a rookie. That's easily the highest stat we've ever seen. I don't know if I've ever seen a 99 anything coming out of the draft. Did that surprise you? Like, what did you expect? Did you expect Gonzalez to be that good?
I mean, he's even the 99 route running is great. He's got 86 short. The other thing is he's 6'2" with 96 jump. He could jump over anybody. Um, the only thing is he's lacking some speed, but if you know how to use a guy like that, it's not impossible to get him going. Look at Javon Goss from the Bears. They were able to make he's a slower guy, but he's got a big body. I like Sam Gonzalez even better because he's got that route running, so he's going to get open. You just got to have your timing right on your routes, and you can make it work.
And
I love him.
Morgan Wall has had some. I don't know if it's Wally or Wall or what it is, but we can call him Morgan Wall. The Wall's had a few pretty good games. He's kind of up and down. It depends on the day for him. Some days he's throwing for 400. Some days he's throwing for, 150 and 4 or 5 interceptions. It just depends. For him, he lives and dies by his ball security. If he can keep keep the ball with his offense and not give the Dallas offense extra possessions, I think that could really make a huge difference in this game.
I agree. I mean, going back to how you pronounce his name, Wally is a great movie. I love that movie. I'll watch it anytime. But yeah, he's a good quarterback. He plays in a really really tough division. I mean, he just got done week one. They played the Packers. You get excited about your draft. Uh, hey, I drafted this great wide receiver. You go look at your schedule. You got the Packers on your schedule week one. I mean, what a buzzkill right there. But they played him well. If you look at it, Nick wasn't excited about the win. He had to do it on a last minute touchdown. So it wasn't like it was a blowout. So the Lions showed out pretty good. So I think they got to be pretty excited about this season, trying to make some noise in the final season and see if they could hang in there.
Yeah, man, and those Vikings aren't scrubs either. I mean, this entire NFC North is just loaded from top to bottom. You got Tosh, the reigning Super Bowl champ. You have Nick, the two-time Super Bowl champ, and probably should have won the Super Bowl last season if Rawls had stayed healthy. But losing your fastest wide receiver definitely doesn't help things. This
Yeah,
NFC North, it's so tough to compete. Especially you got to have a great defense and you got to have a good running game too. And that's something that Sparty has done pretty well. He doesn't have blazing running backs. He doesn't have Madden, classic Madden running backs. He's got 88 speed, 86 speed, 84 speed. These power backs that'll just they don't go down off the first hit. And on the other side you got Zeke, who's a complete definition of an elusive back. So it should match up really well as a good. We should have a really good game here in prime time.
I'm excited for this one. And, yeah, found it on the schedule, and everyone's like, oh, who's playing? Lions and Cowboys. And at first, you don't, maybe it's not the highlight matchup. It's not two Super Bowl contenders, but this is going to be a good game. Like you said, I think you got two running teams. I love running. I know you do.
Yeah,
So we will see. We will see if we get a good pounding old school game right here, or if it or is it going to be one of those typical XCFL shootouts like we saw from the Bills and the Titans earlier? Looked like they disconnected. So good old EA
ooh,
servers tearing it up again, but
that's brutal.
um, yeah, middle of the third, it was gross. But let's see how this game turns out. I hope it's a good one. Um, we talked about week one for the Lions. The Cowboys had a big win week one against Dave and the Jags. So see if they could get rolling. They could either end up 2-0 after this one, or these guys could be tied up at 1-1 after this game's over.
Definitely. And, we love featuring great users here in the XCFL. Just good guys, good owners that contribute to the league. NWS, he came in with Tosh. He's good friends with him. NWS usually pretty active in chat. Sparty is another just, super loyal guy. He's been here forever. Nick just loves him. Honestly, like Nick's a Lions fan, and so is Sparty. But Nick always wants to give Sparty the Lions just because he knows what an awesome user he is, and just so dedicated to the league. Been here forever. We're just thrilled to have both these guys here.
You got to be loyal if you're still a Lions fan after all of this time. You got to be a loyal person. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not easy. Those are in rare form these days. Yeah, man, we're hoping to get this game rolling. It looks like kickoff will be a little bit delayed here, but I think they're gonna go ahead and get it sent. It's this should be. I mean, like we've been saying, it should be a great matchup. I think so. Final score predictions. Who do you think is going to come away with the win, and by how much?
that's a good question. Let me see here. Let me think about it. What do you got? I'm gonna throw it back at you because I didn't think about
That's
this.
cool. That's cool. No, I got a prediction. I'll say, I think 35-31 final score Cowboys, but we don't see a traditional shootout where it's through the air, big plays. I think we see maybe at least for the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys win, but they win by that explosive running game with Zeke. I think Zeke is their number one scorer. I think he has the most touchdowns, and I think he has the most yards out of everybody. I say if the Cowboys win this game, they have more. Here's my bold prediction: they have more rushing yards than they have passing yards.
Wow, that is the big one. I'm gonna go. I am gonna go Cowboys. I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 27-21. I think it's gonna be a little bit rougher of a game. I do agree with you though. It will be interesting to see if Zeke can pile up more yards than the rest of their offense. I am kind of against that though, because Darius Geis is leading the league in rushing right now, and that's how I want to keep it the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, yeah, man, he's a
I'm
beast.
gonna put in a little toot my own horn here, but Geis is going for 2,000 yards. I don't know if you've heard yet.
I have not heard. I believe it. I've heard that he predicted it in the preseason. We should be looking for a big season from him. It's been the first time since he's cracked two, I think, in his entire career, at least since he was in Washington. So it's good to see him finally having a career rebirth here in Denver. But speaking of which, we are going to go ahead and head on down to the field. They just kicked off here in Dallas. So we have let's see, I believe we have the Detroit offense coming onto the field, starting with the first possession of the first half, and they're lining up in the I formation. Wall turns around, hands off to Garrett, who pushes forward for about a couple yards, gets it down to the 25-yard line, 2nd and 8.
Cowboys coming out in those home whites, and I love these Lions jerseys. Lions got to have, to me, some of the best jerseys in the league. Everyone loves those Chargers, but I like these Lions jerseys.
Right on, man. No, they're good. They're underrated because they have the black jerseys too, so you can have so many cool combinations with that baby blue, silver, and black. I mean, there's so many nice jersey. It's just pleasant to the eyes. It's cool to see.
Morgan Wall takes off there for a first down. Nothing was open and had a giant hole in the middle of the line and took advantage.
Sure does. He's got a little bit of wheels on him. And Wall dropping back to pass in the gun has a wide open receiver, Chamberlain, and he gets down to the 15-yard line. That's a 48-yard gain for Wall and the Lions.
Big time pass. Uh, I don't know where the defense was, the coverage were. The safety took a weird route, the long route to tackle him. Big game for the Lions.
He took the scenic route, huh?
Yeah, he did.
We got the Lions running the ball on first. Hubbard gets forward for 6 yards, gets inside the 10-yard line to the 9.
So you see this running game that the Lions got. It's kind of like yours, They got two or three guys there. They share carries. I'm always fascinated by how these guys determine who's carrying when.
Yeah, it's key, man. You got to have a certain rotation. You kind of get each guy gets into the flow. You want to give each guy reps so he can get warmed up. And not just come in the middle of the game having to make something happen. But it's a fine line because you don't want to get guys injured. Most of the time, that's why I always recommend people need a committee. I don't ever go with just one guy because if that guy gets hurt, you're toast. You don't have any backups.
Yep.
You don't have anybody to go to. So it's like, and when you run with him every single down, he's probably going to get hurt, odds are. So, I've definitely gone by committee. That's just how I roll. Limited carries for each guy, and I've stayed healthy pretty much at the halfback position. And Wall on first down, or excuse me, brings up a 1st and goal with a beautiful pass over the middle, gets it down to the 2-yard line. That was to Breston.
Reston with a big time catch over the middle. That's one of those ones where oftentimes you see it pop out, but he hung on and they're in good shape right now.
They sure are. And Wall on first down gets a nice little slant route for the touchdown.
Bennett with the catch. He goes to the old faithful slant there from the right side, and Lions are up early, 7-0 Lions.
We might be on pace for one of those shootouts like you suggested.
Maybe 7 plays for 78 yards. They get down there efficient, move the ball. We'll see what the Cowboys do here. See if they can respond. And you gotta love the crosswind inside Dallas's stadium.
Yeah, maybe it's the bad breath from all those Dallas fans.
Maybe. But it looks like a swirling wind inside the stadium, which always blows my mind.
Yeah, I don't hear they make toothbrushes down there in Texas, so it would make sense if that's what it is. And Dak Prescott coming to the line. Zeke beside him in the
You know,
backfield. Prescott looking to fire, has a man open over the middle, right in the seam. He hits his receiver. That is Amari Cooper. Who
Amari
else?
Cooper. You gotta love that PA deep cross. I'm just laughing though because NWS would know because he is in Houston,
Oh,
so he
really?
is a Texas guy. He would know personally.
Oh, that's funny. From experience, huh? All right, we got Dak Prescott here in the gun, firing left. Beautiful reception. Gets about 5 yards on the out route.
Hanson's been a good receiver for him. He's a good number two next to Amari. He may even be the number one in the depth chart. I don't know, but everyone's number two to Zeke. But they're proving us. He's coming out here with this passing game, saying, "Hey, I can pass, guys. I don't need Zeke. He's gonna need Zeke."
And we'll see. Prescott to throw again on 2nd and 5. And the ball is dropped over the middle, throws into double coverage. It was covered very well there.
Risky throw. Risky throw. I mean, that's one you can't be doing that very often. And those are going to start getting picked up by that defense. This Lions defense is no joke.
Not at all. We got an interesting call here on 3rd and 5. They fake the run to Elliott, throw deep over the middle on the post route, and hit their man, getting it down to the 20-yard line and a first down.
Yeah, it was kind of it looked like a post, and it is on the technically a PA play action deep in dagger concept, and it just kind of weird throw by Dak maybe that led off the route. I'm not sure, but interesting how they're coming out here. Haven't run one, and there it is.
And there we see a run from Zeke on first down. And he doesn't get anywhere. 2nd and 10.
5 or 6 plays in, and Zeke gets his first run. Of course, it's against an all-out blitz on this edge sting, but Lions played it well.
The Lions have definitely keyed on Zeke, trying to make sure he doesn't be the one to beat him. Might be opening up slots or open up spaces in the passing game for Prescott. Prescott making a check at the
Maybe
line,
they
sends Cooper in motion. Dropping back to pass, and he hits the corner route to his tight end, Swaim.
tight window. Maybe they listened to our pregame, huh? The Lions said, "Hey, if you're going to beat us, you're going to do it with the pass."
Maybe they did, yeah. And Prescott seemed to be making some pretty good throws so far, aside from the one into double coverage. I mean, that was to Kittle. I said it was to Swaim, but that's to Kittle, and that was a nice throw. Zeke on the toss, going right.
Kittle was a huge pickup in the offseason. I mean, not sure how he was still available. That's a tight end you want to maintain on your roster because there's not too many like him. But the Cowboys knocking on the door here on the 3-yard line. This is Zeke territory right here.
Most definitely. He's not either led the league in touchdowns or been very close every single year since he's been in the XCFL. And the run there on first down or second, and it was swamped in the backfield, brings up 3rd and goal from the 3. I've started.
Newman with a good tackle. Go
No,
ahead.
you're all good.
Newman with a good tackle for loss from that linebacker position. He's a outside linebacker. He got in there, hit Zeke right in the hole where he was trying to hit. So
And a nice little pass on 3rd and goal to Todd, the guy from New York. Came to here in free agency, making a big impact in his second game with a touchdown. Dallas ties the game with the extra point, and it is good. Dallas ties the game 7-7 with 1 minute and a half left in the first.
well, I mean, we're looking in good shape for your prediction on score here. These both these guys came out looking good. We'll see if one of these defenses can get a stop here.
Yeah, my more bold prediction of Zeke having more yards and passing yards so far hasn't worked out too well, but there's always time to change that.
He'll get rolling.
And Wall and the Detroit offense coming onto the field, trying to answer back. Wall handing off to Garrett. Gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 6.
Garrett is so big back there, 6'3" running back. Just a monster back there. He looks like an offensive lineman getting the handoff every time. It trips me out.
Yeah, man, it's wild. I mean, all he has to do is fall forward and he gets like 4 or 5 yards. It's not hard.
Yeah.
And Wall trying to pass on 2nd and 6. Can't quite get the first.
Sam
Looks like it'll be a little bit close.
Sam Gonzalez hauls it in there, the rookie, running a good route over the top, and uh, Wall is starting out 4-4 right now. Pat.
Both quarterbacks have been doing pretty well this game so far. Starting out hot. And 3rd and inches for the Lions. Coming out in a heavy set to the right. They go to the fullback, who gets the first down on a nice run, gains a full 4 yards on the play. Mr. Izzo.
Izzo's one of those fullbacks. He's one of the good ones in the league. He's a big body.
There's a lot of power here for this Detroit offense. Ball, time to survey. Hits the fullback Izzo again out of the gun. He gets a first down.
Izzo's not exactly your ideal receiver there. You saw he hit the Jets there at the end, and he was going about maybe I don't know 70 speed. So he's not very fast, but he brought it in and got the first down there.
Yeah, he wasn't going too quick. He was definitely on that in that first or second gear. Wall
He's not going to
faking the
blow anyone
run.
away, is he?
No, not at all. Faking the run, goes to the pass. There's Gonzalez again on the catch, and he gets another first down.
Runs that in route on the play action, dives for the catch. Wall was a little bit off on the throw there, or just wanted to put it where only Gonzalez could get it, but good catch there. They're moving again.
Wall looking to throw deep here on 1st and 10, and he's sacked for a loss of 10 on the play. Baxter with a big play there on the D line for Dallas.
Finally gets some pressure on Wall back there. He's had a lot of time to throw. The Cowboys are playing, if you take a look, they're playing some press coverage on the outside with their cornerback. Lions went 4 verticals on that last play, and they had Gonzalez open for a little bit, but just missed the read.
Wall looking to pass on 2nd and 19, and it's intercepted off a tipped ball. That's Watts.
Preston can't quite haul it in. He gets popped hard, and Watts picks the ball out of the air. That is the turnover that the Lions cannot have if they're going to hang in here.
And that's tough, man, because that's not even on Wall. There's nothing you can do there. Maybe not force it to a guy
Nope.
that's going to get popped, but still, that's a tough one.
Yeah, those tip drill interceptions when you get hit like that are tough to swallow. I mean, that's a frustrating play.
Most definitely. And Dallas tried to run there on 1st and 10, but they didn't get far. Travis Peterson, coming from Kansas City in the trade, gets a huge, nice little tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Saw that all the way.
you don't want to go too long without kind of feeding Zeke a little bit, or he may not be able to warm up for the game. I mean, he's had a tough time, but like we said yesterday on our game, you got to keep chipping away, and try to break one loose. That way, you get your guy warmed up.
Yeah, and Prescott trying to hand it off or pass it in the screen to Zeke. Zeke seems to trip over the downed lineman or linebacker, but he gets a first down.
I love the strategy on the tackle. Let me throw my body out here and see if you just run over it, because very few people actually use the jump to get over those down linemen, like a log laying in your path.
Yeah, that'll work. Prescott making a few checks to the line in the gun, dropping back to pass, and he's hit as he throws, can't get the ball anywhere, and it's incomplete.
Lions brought everybody on that, and there was just nobody open. Prescott had no time. Both teams starting to get some pressure now.
It's probably about time for these defensive linemen to start stepping up. These linemen are getting tired. You might want to try to go to the run game, maybe to switch it up. Dallas going twins right. Sends Zeke in motion out left to be a receiver. Prescott with the snap. Dropping back, scrambling around a little bit, gets it out to his receiver, and he'll get a first
Cooper,
down.
yeah, Amari Cooper runs all the way across from that slant, all the way from the right side, and finally gets open against that Tampa 2. Um, hauled it in. That's a tight window to catch it in, but sure hand.
And Prescott coming in the gun, snaps immediately, hands it off to Zeke, who gets about 3 or 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 7.
Lions putting everybody in there. They're playing to cover Zeke. So they're saying, Dak, you're going to have to beat us here, because we're not going to let Zeke beat us.
It's what you got to do against such an elite halfback. And Zeke taking the ball on 2nd and 7, plows forward through about 2 or 3 guys. Looks like he can get the first. Are they going to give it to him? And they do. 1st and 10, Dallas.
Zeke gets out there on that corner. That right side was loaded, and Zeke bounced it out to the left. Perfect call against the play.
Dallas with the play action. Their running game has been good. And Kittle makes the catch, but there's a flag on the play. And it is against the Detroit defense, roughing the passer, Morgan Coleman.
Roughing the Yeah, Zeke had picked up the blitz. There was a blitz coming in, picked it up, and then let him go. And he's the guy that picked up the roughing the passer call. It seemed, I don't know. I didn't see roughing the passer there, but these refs have been questionable lately. I could speak to experience from that
I
yesterday.
feel like the refs will be questioned no matter what call they make. But we got Dak out there running for his life, and he gets into the end zone. Nice scramble there by Prescott, who proves he still has it. Over 30 years old and has some nice dance moves as well.
I think he's twerking over there on the pylon.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Sure.
he barely escaped that. I don't know who was chasing him down, but they dove at his ankles, almost got one of those shoestring tackles, but just missed it. Dak scoots into the end zone, and Cowboys take the lead, 14-7.
Zeke with more or excuse me, Dak with more running yards than Zeke so far. Who would have guessed?
Not me. I'm blown away here so far, but again, I think that's what the defense is giving them. The Lions are giving them that on defense. So, Cowboys are taking advantage of what they have in front of them, and that's how you win games.
Detroit coming out, trying to answer back. They've gone down by a touchdown. Wall looking right and hit as he throws by Lawrence, who just destroys him off into the blind side.
Lawrence is one of those players. He's been so good for so long, and just he never stops. He's always a factor.
Such an engine there for that guy. Wall looking to pass, going left. Hits the guy on the flat route.
Anderson hauls it in, short 3-yard catch, but they're moving forward. Let's see what they got here on 3rd and 7.
Something I've really seen from both of these offenses is a real fast pace. They're moving real quickly down the field, calling plays and getting out there. Quick turnaround, not a lot of time in between plays. And he hits Hubbard there on 3rd and 7. I think he got the first, and they will give it to him. 1st and 10, Detroit.
Hubbard on the angle route from the backfield and gets the first down. Wall is looking good. The only blemish on his record is that one tip drill interception, which, like you said, shouldn't even be marked on him. That's just the defense taking advantage there.
And a nice little run there, inside zone. Brings up 2nd and 5 for Detroit. And Wall comes to the line. It's got 2 tight ends to the right. Hands it off again to Garrett, who doesn't get anywhere this time. Dropped for a gain of about 1. That's what they'll give it to him.
Big McCarthy comes in there to stuff him. He hit his gap, and it was the exact one that Garrett was trying to scoot through.
3rd and 4. Dallas brings the heat. Anderson wide open over the middle, hits his tight end. 1st down, Detroit. And that should bring us back down to the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes to go. 14-7. We got a good game here. Detroit's got to score here because Dallas gets the ball at the half, so they don't want to go down 2 scores.
Dallas defense shifting around. Wall looking to pass. 1st and 10. Tries to hit his running back, but well defended on the play by Anthony Brown.
Going back to McCarthy, he was a 3rd-round pick, defensive tackle. Pretty good player that the Cowboys grabbed in the 3rd round. He's making a little noise today right there from the defensive tackle position.
Big play
What
for
a move
Detroit.
by Preston. Preston catches the ball there on the slant route, goes inside a blocker. I'm trying to see who put on that block because it was beautiful.
What a play.
And then just outruns the trailing defenders, and Lions tie it up here inside the 2-minute warning.
And Dallas has plenty of time to go down and score one of their own. The way they've been moving the ball, they could definitely get in within 1:49. They have all 3 timeouts. And Detroit kicks it off. And he's going to return it. Tries to cut to the left, past the 25. Nice little juke move and another broken tackle. Gets it down to the 30-yard line. That's nice starting field position here with 1:43 to go.
Martavis Bryant out there returning kicks. Still got some moves.
There's another veteran player. He's got quite a few years under his belt now.
Came over from the Raiders and still making plays, it looks like.
Looks like we got a shout out here in the comments section from BRM Gaming and Podcast. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you guys shouting us out here in the comments. We always have a lot of fun here at the XCFL. We like to, do these little broadcasts and stuff. Thanks, guys. You guys need to be in prime time. And there's a nice pass by Dak to Amari Cooper, who gets down to the 50-yard line, but can't quite get out of bounds. And Dallas is going to have to go no huddle.
Yeah, that was, you could see him fighting hard for that sideline. He just couldn't quite get there, and Dak's on the run again right now.
He is running for his life. Gets up to the 46-yard line. They're close to field goal range. Can you check real quick who their kicker is? I don't know if he's got what his target range would be in this area.
Let's take a look. Give me just a second here to draw it up, and we'll see if they could get inside that range there. They're back at the 46, so they're getting close.
They are.
You never know with the wind here in Dallas, though.
Coming out in the heavy set, handing off to Zeke. Gets down to the 40-yard line, can't quite get to the first. Brings up a 3rd and inches. Dallas still has all 3 timeouts with 50 seconds to go. Dallas looking to pass. Tries to hit the inside, and he gets it to his man, number 85 on the play.
Big catch, tight coverage, but he hauls it in, and they're definitely in field goal range now. They got Josh Lambo as their kicker, 35 years old. He's still got a big leg on him, 93 kick power, so they're well inside of his range now.
And the way these Cowboys move the ball, I think they're going for touchdown. We got Dak Prescott making a few checks at the line, single back behind him. Elliott takes the ball, makes a little juke move, gets the ball down about 5 yards to the 19-yard line. That gives him 8 carries for 24.
They liked what they saw, so they came right back to the lines and let's do it again, boys.
He sure did. Handing off to Zeke. And he doesn't quite get as much on that second play. Brings up 3rd and 4. Got about a 1-yard gain on the play. And there's big DeForest Buckner, the leader in that defensive line for these Detroit Lions.
They played that cover 4 quarters, and you mentioned it yesterday. It does seem to be really good against the run, and it proves it again there.
The safeties do play up a little bit more, and we got Dak throwing a beautiful pass right through a tight window in for the touchdown.
Hansen hauls in the touchdown there, and you said it. The Cowboys had too much time there. A minute 50 left on the clock, and they were able to get it down there and score a beautiful drive using their 2-minute drill offense.
And they leave 20 seconds left on the clock. Detroit, the way they've been moving the ball too, they very well could get into field goal range depending on how well they can return this kick. Man, Dallas is going to kick it off.
The defenses didn't show up like I thought they would here. So
no, it's been very
my
different.
Scoring prediction may be a little bit low. I'm a little bit worried about my scoring prediction.
Well, I mean, it was close to the halftime prediction. You're close enough.
Yeah, you're right.
We got Wall coming to the line. 1st and 10, 20 seconds to go. They're going to do a little dump off on the screen. He almost got hit, but that was a nice block there by I don't know who that lineman was, but he came around and barely blocked the blitzing DB there.
I don't know how that was not a sack. He was up in his grill. I'm going to still saying from Charles Davis and say he was a dentist performing without a license there.
Yeah, for real. Wall got the ball out, man. He's a magician. I was like, oh yeah, he sacked. Wait, no. Oh my gosh, he got the ball out. What a play.
As if you hadn't heard that line too many times this season already.
Oh yeah, for sure. Madden commentary doesn't get repetitive at all, does it, Ace?
No, I love it. It's always fresh.
They update it so well. It's just got, new sayings all the time. And 2 seconds to go, though. We have the Lions getting up close to the 50. They got 2 seconds to go, though. They're definitely not gonna get in field goal range. So they're just gonna probably go for a Hail Mary here and pack it into the half.
The Cowboys drop back in that quarters defense, and they know the Hail Mary's coming, so they can't get it done.
Nope.
We go to the half.
We will. Final score.
21-14 Cowboys.
Yes, sir. And Dallas will receive coming out of the first half. There's a nice booming kick.
Todd back there to return the kick.
Yep, Davies Todd, the guy coming from the other division rival Giants.
See, and here we got the refs again. Illegal block in the back. Everyone was in front of the returner. How how do you come out with that flag there? I don't know. These refs sometimes they drive me nuts.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Sometimes they'll see stuff that we don't. And we got Zeke going up the gut, 3 yards. That gives him 10 rushes for 28 yards on the game.
And we still see the Lions bringing the heat there, heavy blitz, and just stuffing everything that could possibly come through that line.
Just not the game I expected for Zeke. I mean, Zeke's one of those guys that even if you key on him, sometimes he's just unstoppable. He'll do exactly what he wants to do. And there's only so much you can do against him. But these Lions have done a great job containing him.
I mean, Dak has taken advantage. He's 12-15. You know, he scored one with his arm. He scored one with his legs. Dak has been solid today.
He sure has. 3rd and 7. Heavy formation left, but Zeke in the single back. And they're going to pass out of it. Can't and he can't quite fit it in there. He was in double coverage, tried to get it to Cooper. He just couldn't hang on.
Cooper went up to get it, the alley oop, and just couldn't haul it in that double coverage. They had a tight end open over the middle and just chose to go the aggressive route.
Yeah, it's something Dak's been known for throughout his whole career is kind of staring down receivers or finding just one guy to throw to. Kind of did it there. But Detroit, well, I was talking, Detroit has a nice little return going out to the past the 50 to the 45-yard line. They got good starting field position here to try and tie the game.
Cowboys coming out with that press coverage again. I'm wondering if the Lions will see that and take advantage.
Yeah, I don't know if they have much speed there. That might be their issue. They got a lot of possession, big-bodied threats, but not a lot of speed there.
They don't have the speed, but if they got the release, there could be a short window to get that ball in there
That's true.
with
Yeah,
someone like Sam Gonzalez. That's he's got the route running.
you're absolutely right. These Dallas DBs are pretty fast though. They got a lot of makeup speed, plenty of speed for days. You got a Wouzier coming from the Raiders and a huge sack on the play. Well, actually counts as a rush. He barely got past the line of scrimmage. Demarcus Lawrence was coming for his lunch.
Wall Wall is having a tough time here. He's scrambling, he's moving around, trying to find his guys open, just trying to buy himself some time, and it's just not there. Like I said, these DBs are covering these guys all over, smothering them. And this Dallas defense is looking to win some games right here.
And Wall trying to win the game as well. Tries to fit it in there, and it's intercepted. Dallas DB number 20 takes it back. That's Ontrell Thompson.
Thompson with the big pick there. Wall tried to hit that corner route, and he just jumped the route going the opposite way. Breston had no chance at the ball. And Cowboys are going the other way here. They're looking good on defense, and Dak's playing well. The one guy we said is the key of the game is just not doing anything. He's just out here locking for Dak.
He is. And Dak dropping back again, 10 steps. Looking to fire. Gets it over the middle. Was that Todd on the play? That sure was. The Giants guy. He's now a proud Dallas Cowboy. What a snag there over the middle. Brings it down to the 2-yard line.
I mean, Dak is aggressive. They go with the four verts. They're just saying we're taking over this game right now.
Going to run the run with Zeke, and there's his first touchdown of the day.
Lions call a blitz, trying to put every body they can up in there, knowing that Zeke's going to get the ball. And Zeke, like you said before, sometimes you're just not going to stop him, and he pounds it in there.
It was great blocking by the line on
28-14
that play too.
Cowboys. Go ahead.
So there's great blocking by the line there too. They didn't allow anybody through. No block sheds there.
Excellent. blocking. The defensive line got no push. Maka Potter here bouncing off of tackler.
Almost breaks it big, but just that one last guy gets him down. That'll bring up a 1st and 10 right at where if he had just kneeled it down, he would have been brought out at the 25-yard line. A lot of work for no gain. And the handoff here to Garrett. Pounding it inside. Gets 3 or 4 yards on the play down to the 29-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 6.
5 carries for 11 yards. He's not having a great day, but nice to see him still getting his shot there.
Oh yeah, there's another pass on the play. Gets it out to the flat route going left. Garrett making a nice little catch.
Sullivan tackles him out there. Just nice, solid tackle. Lions are having a tough time getting downfield here with
And Wall taking the
anything longer than a few yards.
and a fumble on the play. Didn't look like he had possession of it completely, but it is ruled a fumble on the play. We're going to see if this comes back. Looked like it bounced off the ground. It shot up in the air. Yep, the booth is reviewing it.
I think his knee was down. It sure looked like he was down before that thing came out, and sure enough, they're calling it back and giving it back to the Lions there. He was indeed down before that ball popped out.
Oh yeah, and the way that it ricocheted off, like it almost looked like it just bounced off the ground. The ground cannot cause a fumble by XCFL rules. So good thing the booth did something good there. And Dallas coming out in a 4-4 set against a 5 wide, and he just whiffs. He had a man there. It was decent coverage, but he had a man. If he had him by a step, Antrell Thompson was beat down the field, but Wall just couldn't fit it in there.
Yeah, the Wall and Breston are having a tough time connecting ever since Breston allowed that ball to get popped out and intercepted. So maybe Wall's a little frustrated there
Yeah,
with the day he's having.
for real. Anderson gets popped on the play. What a hit by number 28.
It's easy for us to sit up here and say, "Oh, he missed that guy. He missed that guy." The Cowboys are covering well. They're hitting hard. There are some occasional open receivers here, but Wall is just under constant duress, and he's having a hard time getting through his reads and making good ones.
There's only so much you can do when they're playing that well. And Anderson again on the play. Gets down out of bounds around the 36-yard line.
Anderson he's obviously the safety blanket here for Wall. But he's getting them down the field, so it is essential for the Lions to score here.
They do. They got to stay in this game. The way the Dallas offense has been playing so lights out, there's no guarantee they'd even, get the ball back. They got to score here. Got to seize momentum in this because they're at Dallas right now. The Dallas crowd is just going crazy. There's only so much they can do. And Hubbard takes the little quarterback draw or the halfback draw play. It's down around the 33.
I mean, Hubbard's been more effective. Running this committee here, I'm surprised we're not seeing him a little bit more than we are Garrett.
And the sack by
Against who?
DeMarcus Lawrence on the play. 4th and 13 at the 39. That's a tough one.
Lawrence gets back there again, like we talked about earlier. The man just makes plays, and he made a big one there, stuffing him way back, 4th and 13. Bailey, we'll see if Bailey can hit this field goal.
In his previous stadium that he used to play for, did he hit it? And he did. Just snuck it right through. What a kick.
Curves it in the bottom right corner. You gotta fight that wind here. He hits the distance and kind of bends it right in there. Looking good.
Yeah, somehow.
For the 3 points.
Somehow 12 mile per hour winds here in this in this closed dome. I just, yeah. Sometimes you're like, okay, that works, Madden. We'll go with that one.
Yeah, it's just, I guess maybe it's the wind swirling around that giant monitor they got hanging from the middle there.
Yeah, who knows? It's the sound of their bass, just going at it. And they do get points there, so it
Yeah,
makes it an 11-point game. Dallas has the ball. Detroit needs a stop here, don't they, Ace?
they need a three and out. They need a turnover, something. Their defense needs to create some sort of momentum right here. Get the ball back. Three and out would be clutch right now.
And their pass rush hasn't gotten much push that we're used to seeing from this Detroit front. That Dallas O line is just so hard to get past.
Detroit coming out on a little bit of that press coverage and
And Zeke gets a little bit of open space. He has a nice little run.
gets that toss to the left, and Zeke's going to just chew on some time right here. He loves that little cereal bowl eating dance he does whenever he makes a big play, and it's time for him to eat. I think he's going to eat some clock, is what it is.
Oh yeah, almost nobody is better in the business than the Dallas offense when they need to go ahead and close a game out, get a few easy first downs. Zeke's a good guy to ride all the way through. Prescott makes some checks at the line, hands off to Zeke. He gets walloped after a gain of only about 5.
Only 5, but I mean, you're moving the ball 5 yards on a run up the middle on first down. That's a win every time.
That's true. That'll get it done. 5 yards at a time. You will get first downs easy. They're coming out in a heavy set again, probably trying to run again. Zeke in the backfield. Doesn't even look tired. By not using him all game, he's been able to stay fresh. He's ready. This is his time. He's ready to feast. But they go with the play action. Nice little play call there. And they got a wide open receiver down the field. And that's Cooper on the play. What a nice catch. Great play call. Totally caught the Detroit Lions sleeping. And Dallas goes up 35-17 right at the end of the third quarter.
I had mentioned it. Detroit was coming out in that press coverage. They pressed up on Cooper. Dak picked up on it, sent him on a 9-round go, and on the play action, everyone thought it was going to Zeke, and Cooper was just left wide open over the top, and Dak nails him on the run. Cooper makes a great breaks a tackle, just a great play, and gets in there for the touchdown. And this is looking like it may be out of hand for the Lions.
And we got Higgy showing up in the chat. Higgy, my dude, what is up? Good to see you here. We are in the middle, or starting the
Higgs,
fourth quarter, 35-17 Dallas.
what's going on, Higgs? I wonder if he's on the sideline there. It may be too windy over there on the sideline for him to hear us.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we got let's see here.
Lions down 18 points, and they're still feeding the ball to Hubbard. Still trying to run. They got plenty of time. I hate to say a game is over, but the way their offense has been working, it's a tough one. What do we have here?
And a
Another
fumble on the
fumble.
play by Detroit. That is brutal.
This one's going to get reviewed. It may not go the Lions' way because he was laying on top of. Oh, he was laying. It looked like he was laying on top of the defender's legs, but he may have got his elbow down, which ended the play. And it looks like that's what happened because the ruling was overturned again. Second fumble going back to the Lions.
Yeah, these refs aren't seeing it too good on the first time, but the booth is cleaning up the mess. I'm impressed. And we got Garrett going with the ball on first down. And we'll get a little chat break. Josh Higgins in the good old Mr. Higgy over in the YouTube chat said, had to tune in. You guys do a great job. Really fun to watch. Thank you so much, Higgy. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Higgs. Higgs and I got a matchup coming up in a few weeks. I'm looking forward to that one because he just wrecked me the last time.
He got a good little rebuild going. We talked pretty extensively in the off season. That Chiefs team is deadly, man. He can run it, he can pass, and a great secondary. I mean that's the team to beat in my opinion in the AFC West. We've got a good matchup coming up.
Some some of the trades that he's made, I'm like, how did he get that guy? Every trade he's making now is just a killer. He has an excellent squad put together at this time of year.
He is, man. He knows what he needs and he goes out and gets it. Morgan Wall hands off on the play to Hubbard and he sneaks in for the touchdown. Nice play call there. And Detroit gets one back.
We mentioned it earlier. Hubbard has been the hot hand, and it looks like he got most of the carries on that drive. And again, you got to wonder, are we calling the plays for the Lions because Hubbard? I mentioned it earlier. He's the hot hand. All of a sudden, we see him getting the ball. Maybe they're listening to us.
Yeah.
Finally,
Maybe Sparty's seeing what we're seeing down there. He's like, you know what? This guy needs more carries. And sure enough, Hubbard comes through in the clutch. And Sam Martin goes to kick off. Todd on the return.
look, Todd with a nasty cut to the left. I mean, almost 90-degree left turn without losing any speed. He's dangerous back there.
Oh, yeah. He takes a nasty shot, though, coming off the edge. He couldn't quite see him because his blocker was in the way. But, man, as soon as he cut left, he got popped right in the mouth.
Lions are down 11. They have to stop Zeke right here.
And you know that's who they're going to on first. Zeke going left. Has a lane, breaks one tackle. Almost goes down around the line of scrimmage, but the Detroit defense surrounds him and holds him only to a gain of 6.
Only a gain of 6, but that was after jumping out of a tackle where his right leg was wrapped up. And, that is Zeke right there, escaping tackles that he has no business getting out of.
Oh, yeah, he's so strong, fast. I mean, just crazy combination there. But he tries to make a little jump cut and runs right into the blitz. And he doesn't get anything on that play. 3rd and 4.
Lions going to call a timeout here. So you see they feel the pressure right now. They have to get this stop. They're looking at this as critical stop right here on 3rd and 4.
Prescott making a check at the line. Dropping back to pass. Got about 5 yards. Looking over the top. And it's almost hauled in. But he just can't quite hold on and brings up 4th down and a punt.
Kittle was kind of in a soft spot in between 3 receivers, jumped up for the catch, couldn't bring it down against all those arms reaching in there to smack it out, and the Lions get the stop they're looking for. If they can score here, they are in the game. And you know what? If they score here, it's going to be 35-31. Did someone predict that score right there?
I think they did. I can't remember who did. I think was it me? Was I the one that called that?
I think it was you, Regan.
Oh, okay.
Almost like you know what you're doing.
Almost, yeah, almost. I don't quite know exactly what I'm doing, but I try and show up every now and then. And a nice pass there to the rookie. There's that man, Mr. Gonzalez, number 11.
Not so speedy Gonzalez, but he's making plays.
Oh, huge sack there. That is brutal. Mr. Sullivan coming on the play. Wall goes down for a loss of 9.
Wall still got time here. No, 2nd and 19. It's not time to panic. He just needs to make a couple positive plays, get some good chunk here. He'll be all right.
Wall looking to pass on 2nd and 19. Gets the yardage back that he lost on the sack and a little bit more. Brings up a 3rd and 8.
He goes to Hubbard there for the check down, and Hubbard gets some good yardage.
Fakes the run. Rolling right. Has a man. And it's caught. And he just stumbles again over the body just laying in front of him.
Breston has 4 catches for 80 yards. He gets out of bounds there, stopping the clock. And even with 4 minutes left, I mean, that is essential to save as much time as you can here as you're trying to mount a comeback.
Looking to pass, going left. Hubbard breaks a tackle and falls forward. Gets it down to the 17.
Hubbard on the screen. He's got 5 catches now, and Hubbard's making some noise here. 3rd and 2. They had it inches to go, and the Cowboys make a great tackle for loss.
They do. Brings up a 3rd and 2. Wall in the gun. Looking to fire. Has a man, and it's intercepted. And that might seal it. Anthony Brown with the pick. Makes a nice little juke move. Gets it down to the 32-yard line. What a play by that Dallas secondary.
And a terrible read by Wall. There was nothing open there. He had in mind that he was going to that post route over the middle, and it just wasn't open. Frustrating. This Cowboys defense, though, they've come up with some big plays. I mean, they could have potentially had what 5 or 6 turnovers if those fumbles hadn't been returned to the Lions. So they are all over the place.
You're right. And Prescott coming to the line. I form. Zeke behind him in the backfield. Looks to hand off to Zeke. And he gets a lane on 2nd down. Tries to strip the ball out. But Zeke goes down with an injury.
Lions tried to strip the ball there, and Zeke landed funny. It looked like he was grabbing his shoulder there. He's gonna get off the field, and we'll see. That could be a devastating injury for these Cowboys.
That's what I'm talking about, man. If you have a go-to back, it's just so likely that they'll get hurt because they just take so many carries in the extent of a game. That's why I love committees. But Dak trying to throw for a first. He's got a wide open man, but he drops the ball after the huge hit.
That one was a little bit underthrown. Not Breast. Hansen was open over the top, and had Dak been able to get that to him on the run, it would have been maybe even a touchdown. And we're getting word here from the sideline. Zeke's got a dislocated shoulder. So,
oh man, that is brutal for those Cowboys. So I mean, he's done for the day.
it looks like he's done for the day. We'll see if he misses any time. Haven't seen too many of those for long periods of time, but definitely not going to see him the rest of the day.
And Wall looking to pass. Almost intercepted again by Ontrell Thompson.
That was a pick six that Thompson snags it because there was nothing but green grass in front of him in the end zone. 20 yards would have been he would have been dancing on his way to the end zone on that one.
Absolutely. Wall looking to pass on 2nd and 10. Rolling right. Hits Chamberlain for a gain of about 15 or 16 yards down to the 35-yard line.
Chamberlain on the slant, that's his 3rd catch for 76 yards, but those short passes are not going to work. We got to get something downfield here.
Yeah, Higgy sending good wishes in the YouTube chat, hoping that that doesn't keep Zeke out for extended time. We're right with you, Higgy. We hope that Zeke is okay and will be all right for the future games. Morgan Wall looking to pass. 2nd and 10. Has a man outside, and it's intercepted yet again by this outstanding Dallas secondary. Makes a few moves. Wouzier can't quite decide where he wants to go, or it's actually Zamaitis.
call him Z. We'll
Z.
call him
There
Z.
we go. Z. Yeah, that corner guy, him. Yeah, he makes a really nice interception there. Returns it down to the 26-yard line.
Z Z snags it on the corner route and um, gives the ball back to these Cowboys. And these Cowboys are aggressive. They keep going for touchdowns instead of just feeding the ball. You know, Zeke's on the sideline, but you could still run off the clock. And Smelter is coming in here, filling in for Z. He's not special, but he could still chew clock.
Yeah, it's really hard for the Cowboys to even the Cowboys, to blow this one. This is pretty well in hand for the boys, and they hand off to their fullback up the middle, Mr. Ofadile. Dak coming up
And
to
they're
the
chewing
gun.
clock now.
Yep, you're right. He's trying to run out the
Oh,
clock for the
Fidal gets the
win.
handoff. And, you hate to say it's over until it's all zeros on the clock, but this game is over.
Sure is. Great game though by both sides. I think that Dallas Cowboys just really showed up to play, especially that secondary. Morgan Wall just kind of seemed to throw the game away.
Yeah, he did not make wise choices, and you got to wonder. He was getting some heavy pressure there, so was he feeling that, and that kind of made him a little trigger happy on throwing some passes that were not open, or what was going on in Wall's head there because he made some poor decision.
It's a great question. And that's tough, man. That's tough being the guy that all your teammates are looking at you on the sideline. You don't want to be that guy that has to go to the sideline and face all those dudes sitting there like, man, we're doing our best out here, and you keep throwing the ball away. Like, that's never fun to be that guy. But you just got to keep your head up and hope to rebound next week.
Yep, and so the Cowboys are going to start out 2-0. The Lions are going to start out 0-2. And I wonder if the Cowboys can give Jack a run for his money. They've had a tough time, but can they put together something here in this final season of the XCFL and in this cycle and give the Redskins a little challenge here?
It's a good question.
What do you think?
I honestly think Dallas has been putting together some good runs. They always seem to be knocking on the door to the playoffs. It's really hard this year to make the playoffs in the NFC. Those guys, there's always gridlock there up at the top. You pretty much we've had 11 win teams not make the playoffs over there. So if he's going in and he's getting like 9-7, he's pretty much finishing about 8 or 9 wins, sometimes 10 wins. But in that NFC, it's so hard to win, and it's so even harder to make it into the playoffs. So I think that he has a chance, absolutely, but he needs more games like this where that secondary comes in clutch. And again, like what Higgy said in the chat, hopefully not nothing too big from Zeke because that guy is their main playmaker. And great game, guys. Good battle. I agree with Higgy again in the chat. Good battle from the Lions, and he says GG. I am totally in agreement there. This was a GG, wouldn't you agree, Ace?
I loved it. It was a great game. Uh, I think Sparty had a chance there. He had 319 passing yards on the day, so he had more passing yards than the Cowboys did. But the Cowboys just put together the turnovers, just took advantage of everything that the defense did for them, all the hard work from the defense. You got to love it when you take advantage of turnovers. Those Cowboys made it work.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, this was XCFL Primetime action. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's your boy Regan and Ace, and we are signing off.
Aloha.